Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you. Today or tonight, I'm going to be talking about the Rafizi loss of the race to be the deputy president, and he lost to Nur Izzah. Some report are saying overwhelming, even though we have not seen the official numbers. But it is admitted that he lost, and this poses a big question as if Rafizi is said to be this great commander and this great strategist, how is it that he has lost to a relatively peaceful campaign by Nurul Izzah? Now, many people look at Rafizi as the up and coming leader of PKR to replace Anwar Ibrahim, including myself. But from the point that he has shown himself to be a dedicated, hardworking, as well as a critical personality. But of course, I have heard that he has his own mind and is prone to, some people say, merajuk. But I think it is simply an idea of isolating oneself in order to re-strategize, but people call it merajuk. And he's also known to be against the leader, but in order to be against the leader, you need to be more respectful and not to be out in the open, to be too public in terms of your disagreement. So I have also wondered, why is it and how is it that Rafizi has been defeated by Nurul Izzah, who he has asked whether she can make a great commander. So this is an interesting point to see. This is not about bad-mouthing Rafizi or praising Nurul Izzah. It's simply some observation about how he had carried his campaign, which in the beginning I saw it to be very good, but then it began to be very questionable. And that's why I made the YouTube video whether Rafizi is saving the ship or is he sinking it. Now, the first question about if Rafizi is or a great strategist, how is it that he did not anticipate the loss or the challenge to his comrades? How is it that suddenly he found that his comrades had lost the election? It's certainly that because he is very busy with the becoming the Minister of Economy and so forth, we can accept that. But it is interesting to ask the question, how is it that he did not see this play, as he wants to say? He's giving the narration that there is a kind of a play or tactic, but this is normal in politics. There are groups, there are camps, and then there is the play. Now, whether the play is dirty or the play is illegal, this is another question. But how is it that he cannot anticipate this move or this play, which seems to be very surprising to him? So that's a question on his strategic ability. Second, Rafizi launched his hero campaign against Nurul Izzah peace call. And in that hero campaign, he called for debate, of which I also agreed that there should be a debate. But Nurul Izzah had not entertained that idea. And in the eyes of many, this gives Rafizi a very strong position, because for another person to actually refuse to debate, that shows you to be a very weak person. But somehow, perhaps in politics, things are different in a manner that in some countries, the debate will show off your ability, but not to be entangled in it shows you to be more tactical in your response to drawing of the enemy in terms of within their own play of weaponry and things like that. So for Nurul Izzah to deny it in a strategic sense is something very, very interesting. And even though she got negative comments, but she stayed true, and Rafizi failed to entice her to come into the debate. Now, the third thing is that Rafizi had accused many things, and this is the most disturbing thing about his campaign that I myself find a bit problematic, because he keeps saying things like accusing the election of some problem, but he didn't bring out any proof, and he didn't actually challenge it in the court of law or into the registrar of society like what happened with the DAP. He keeps saying things about some enticement, maybe involving money or position, but again, there does not seem to be any proof of that. And he's also saying things like lavish conventions or lavish majlis or events being held that shows that PKR is, having this a lot of money and all that. However, in the Malay society, having dancers and having hotels as the venue is very normal. I've attended my friends' wedding with their children, and these are all the top T20 group, and this is a normal thing. Even events at public universities also have dancers, and you could even say this kind of lavishness. But if it is already quite common, how is it known to be quite lavish? So these are the question thing. He is accusing things that has no proof, and accusing ideas that is already quite common in a Malay society. So that's a question there. Then Rafizi's letter, he accused that it was leaked. This letter of not wanting to officiate the Wings Congress was actually countered by Fuzia, saying that, well, there are other people who knew about it, but the worrying thing is that Rafizi said it was leaked, and he said that he only gave it to one or two person, but then somebody must have leaked. But Fuzia said there was no leak. There are a lot of people who actually knows about it. So this is something of, again, of a question of accusing and then not having the ability to prove. And one of the strongest thing for me that might have led to his position being very weak, Rafizi had snubbed the invitation. For me, if you are a leader, whether you are liked or not, I think you should have attended the Congress or the Wings official opening and deliver your speech, and then we will see what kind of speech are you going to give. Are you going to burn your own kelambu, or are you going to have an inspiring speech of unity and hope towards the future? But what you did was to snub it, and I don't think that's a strategic way to do things. So he's giving the idea that because he was not invited to launch a machinery in Sabah, the election machinery, then it seems that he's not respected or something like that. I don't think the reason that he gave was very strong. So I think this is clearly a negative thing to Rafizi. And then, of course, I have mentioned about his criticism of the Sarawak government by saying that if he was not a minister, then maybe Sarawak won't allow him to come in, because Sarawak has had a history of not allowing opposition members, and when the Sarawak government was under the Barisan Nasional. But here we have the Sarawak government being a friendly government and a unity government. Why hash those history up? To me, diplomatically, in terms of political coalition, that was not a good thing to do. You're fighting for the deputy presidency while you're bringing in the coalition partners. You shouldn't be doing that. And I think this is something which is again a negative thing on his side. And then Rafizi was the one who actually created the idea of nepotism by not mentioning the word nepotism. He's saying that people should vote for Nurul Izzah, because if you don't, then it is a slap against Datuk Sri Anwar. Why are you saying that? If you're saying that means you're saying that Nurul Izzah is not qualified to be running against you. Nurul Izzah has proven her ability to be a wakil rakyat for many terms, and also party leader during the time that there was not even a Rafizi around, and also during the time that Anwar was incarcerated, and she herself and her mother was the one carrying the torch of justice, not for Malaysia but also for Islam and the Malays. So the accusation by some parties that this is parti keluarga is very strange. For me, it's very insulting, those who call parti keluarga rakyat, by saying that Anwar, Wan Azizah, then Nurul Izzah. Well, you have the DAP. Why are these people not saying parti keluarga then? The DAP has Lim Kit Siang and Lim Guan Eng, and now also other members, I think 2, 3, 4 already there. So why not saying that? But why suddenly in PKR saying something like that? So Rafizi, in the terms of joining this kind of camp, claiming nepotism by not mentioning the word nepotism, is something like what the Malay says, membakar kelambu. Then his call to say that can Nurul Izzah be the commander for election is a valid call, but then we also need to know that Rafizi cannot even win in this election, so that is a huge question mark. You did not anticipate the enemy, meaning from the other camp, and then you ran your campaign to badmouth the party by almost burning the Kelambu, and then you lost. So how is it that this can be called to be a great commander? Basically, it's simply some strategy that is quite weak, and once upon a time maybe he was a great commander, but now perhaps times have changed, and so this is something of which he seems to be blaming the idea that there are some parties who is not playing on the level playing field. I don't understand that you are a minister and you have your people who are also ministers, and then you're claiming that this is not a level playing field. This is a very interesting idea that has been put out. So next, the overwhelming win by Nurul Izzah signals that the party is actually very strongly behind her, and so unless you have a very close shave or a very close battle, then you could see that some breakups may happen. But when there is overwhelming support, then we can see this is a question mark on Rafizi's popularity with the members. So I hope that this battle between friends supposedly should end in a way that is positive for all us Malaysians. Whether Rafizi will still be with PKR, or some people may say that he may go out and form another political party, these are also very interesting, very positive things to us as Malaysians, because all of us are bystanders in terms of this election, and what we hope for is a better Malaysia. And as far as I can see, the campaign is quite clean in many respects, although many accusations were said but not proven, and this had not gone beyond some distasteful things like race, religion, sex, and so many nasty things that we have gone through as Malaysians. So with that, I hope that this shows some clarity as to the idea of the great commander or the great strategist, something that may be looked at in a very different way in the new politics of Malaysia. Thank you. Hi everybody. If you would like to own my book and have my signature as well as a personal note from me, please follow the instruction. Thank you.